I absolutely love business. Have you ever watched a movie or a film or a show or saw a documentary on how business people are evil or bad or the Rockefellers are awful or whatever it is? So much of our culture often presents business owners as these evil people. And so we get this weird idea in our heads that what we're doing is wrong on some level, subconsciously, that we're doing it doesn't have value. And that's so untrue. That is so false. What's true is that business owners drive this planet. I sincerely, firmly believe this. Business owners are the people who drive this planet, who drive the economy, who make sure that things run and that things become better. Business owners are the innovators. Business owners are the people who are thinking outside of the box, doing different things to improve this world. I believe on many, many levels. That doesn't mean that other people are not valuable. Other people are valuable. But I think business ownership is a very, very high calling. And for me, this is something that I didn't always believe. I used to believe that business owners were evil on some level. And so thinking about getting into business, I wasn't working hard on my business. I was procrastinating on things. I was at all these psychological struggles with working on my business because I didn't believe in what I was doing. And there was a switch for me. I actually read a book by Robert Kiyosaki. I think it's probably behind me right now. Probably Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. Anyway, I was reading this chapter on business and the value of business, the reasons business is so valuable to the world. And I realized, wait a second, through this process, business ownership is this high calling. It's a very high calling. Because you have to build a skill set. When you're a business owner, I once asked somebody, it seems to me that as I get to know more business owners, that it seems to me they tend to be really good quality people. There's a larger group of quality people that are business owners than not. And I asked somebody who is a multi-millionaire. This person is worth tens of millions of dollars. And this was his response. I said, is this true? And this is the beginning of my business career. He said, Mark, it's absolutely true, and I'll tell you why I think that is. He said, in order to become a successful business person, I'm not talking about people who run like a mom and pop shop and never have any aspirations. They could be a great person, they could be a terrible person, whatever, okay? I'm not talking about the average here. I'm talking about people who are exceptional, people who have built a business that makes a difference in the world. He said the reason that he believes that's the case, that there are better people doing business, or you find better people in business, is because in order to be a successful business person for a period of time, not simply make money for a bit, but make money and keep money and continue to grow that business, it requires such a diverse skill set. You got to learn how to communicate with people. You need to learn how to sell things and influence people and bring value to people. You need to know how to run a team. You need to know how to manage your own time and your own desires and your delayed gratification and grow yourself constantly and learn all these other things and have this diverse skill set. You need a lot to become a great business person. Not only that, if you're not treating people right over a period of time, you tend to lose. Not everyone does. I can think of a few examples right in my head right now. But most people over time, if they're hurting others around them, lose in the long run. Maybe not in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. It eventually happens, okay? So that was the reason he gave me. That was one kind of a lock that fell into my head. I'm going, okay, a pin that fell into that lock. But when I was reading this book, there were other ideas that came out. For example, when I do great business, I now hire people to work for me. And when I hire those people, I'm paying them from the value that I'm bringing a bunch of people. I am taking care of a family. Whether it's a family of 1 or a family of 20. I don't know what the families are all the time. But making sure that you're taking care of other people is beautiful. It's brilliant. I love taking care of other people. So I'm providing food for families through my business. And I love that. I love that idea. Second thing is, not only am I providing for those families that I hire as a consultant or employee, but also when I make a lot of money and I realize my time is valuable. If I'm making $300 or $500 or $1,000 an hour with my time, all of a sudden what I need to do is not fix my own dryer when it goes and not mow my own lawn. I mean, if you love mowing your lawn, that's fine. If you love cooking, that's fine. But if you don't, hire somebody else to do it. You can hire somebody for even like a chef. You can pay somebody like maybe $50-$60 an hour and they're willing to come in and cook for you. Well, if you're making $500 an hour and you can hire somebody for $50 an hour, hire somebody for $50 an hour. And either use your time to grow your business more or use your time with your family or other things that you care about, your hobbies, whatever it is. That'll provide far more value. I heard a story about a guy who was worth $1,000 an hour. So in a 10-hour day, he could make $10,000 consistently. And he had I think it was a printer problem. He was trying to hook his printer up to his computer and was frustrated and was trying to figure this out, home office, and ended up wasting 2 days on his printer. Then he hired somebody from college with no IT background probably, and the person came over and hooked it up in about an hour and a half, or less. I don't even remember how long it took. It was a short period of time. Well, why did he waste 2 days of his time when he could have paid somebody else to do it? And when you're paying somebody to mow your lawn, when you're paying somebody, I'm not talking about slaves here, I'm not talking about servants, I'm talking about giving somebody a fair wage for a service that they're offering, that they're good at. When you start hiring a chef, when you start hiring people to repair things around your house, guess what you're doing? You're providing for other people's families again. You are caring for people's families. You're putting food on the table for other families. That is beautiful. Not only that, you're helping the economy. You're changing this world. You're making a difference in your community. Not only that, people listen to you more. When you've got a successful business and you're making more money, people listen to you, so you now have more influence over your culture and your community. People listen to you, and you're able now to make a difference in your community. That is gorgeous. That's such a beautiful thing. So I want to encourage you this morning. I'm not going to give you any crazy action stuff. All I'm going to encourage you to do is think about how beautiful business is. Business is a high calling. Now, how can you make it a high calling for yourself? How can you engage in business in such a way that you start paying for putting food on other people's tables? You start influencing your community. You start having a voice in your community. You start making a positive difference to the economy. When you're doing that, you're doing far more than the average person does in this world. Again, I'm not saying that business is the only high calling. There are other high callings, but it's one of the highest callings you can have if you do it properly. And that's the challenge to you today. Enjoy the process.